This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, just by using the fragments, how we can do it. Okay, the same project. So that we are just going to see in today's session. And let me show my screen. So let us wait for a couple of minutes. Sujit is going to join or not, or else we can continue. Okay, Sudhir had joined in the session, and here, hello Sudhir, can you hear me? Sudhir, can you hear me?
Yeah, how much?
So Sudhir, have you followed the recorded videos?
Actually, I followed the first two. Still, I didn't get third one.
Clarity. Hello.
Yeah,
You have
last
followed first two sessions, but
video
you did
study.
not get clarity, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. May I know in which portion you did not understood? Hello, Sudhir.
Yeah,
Regarding the flights application or regarding MuleSoft, so which portion you did not understood?
I I didn't follow, get you, Mahesh.
Okay, let me. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, Mahesh.
So, in which portion you are not having in clarity regarding it in the designing part of flights application or what is MuleSoft,
Here,
why it is useful? Yes, where?
yeah. Coming to MuleSoft, is it a middleware tool or?
Coming to MuleSoft is a tool where we are just using it for the integration purpose and designing APIs. For example, whenever we are just moving to Google or something, and if we are requesting, how we are able to get this data as our response. Okay, so this is internal integration.
The,
For example, how you are logging into your Facebook account, WhatsApp, how you are going to send the text messages. So everything is called as an integration internally. Whenever you click on some of the link, how you fetch the data. Okay, this is what we'll be
what
doing in
is
MuleSoft.
MuleSoft has a integration tool like Jenkins and in DevOps we have Jenkins, right? You
Not
can
like
use it as
DevOps.
a
DevOps is an
automation.
AWS tool. Okay, again, where we are going for DevOps. The MuleSoft is a complete ESB tool, integration tool. So till
Okay.
now, whatever we had seen is we had just seen the design part. Okay, we had not gone into the development part.
Yes.
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 And in the project, are you having any doubts?
Yesterday's session, right?
I did not get it. Hello.
Last session, right?
Last
Hello.
session. Hello. Yes.
Yeah, you were asking for last session, right? Is there any doubts?
Hello.
Hello.
Yesterday you are saying something. I did not get it. In the last session.
Mahesh, actually, I am asking you. Yeah, I think you are asking us like, is there any doubts in last
Hmm.
session? I
Yes.
I thought like that.
Okay. Okay. Not last session, like in the previous recordings or something, since you had not joined in those sessions. So that was the thing I was just asking.
Yeah. Okay.
So guys, today we are just going to design another project in the Anypoint Platform Design Center. Okay. So here we had already designed 5 APIs. So the exact same 5 APIs, we are just going to do it by using the fragments. So here I'm just going to click on create new and new API spec. So this is an option where we are just going to create application based on the RESTful services. So I'm just going to click on this option and I'm just going to name it as an flights 5. So here the fragments are nothing but the reusability concept, whatever we are just going to follow here. So here, whenever we are just creating any of the project, as we know, only 2 lines will be visible for us. RAML stands for RESTful API Modeling Language, and we are using 1.0 version in it in order to design. And Flights 5 is our title, that is nothing but the project name. Whatever the project name we are providing there, that will be called as our title. And here, the total details of our project will be persisting on the left hand side under the files. And here, below whatever the option we are just getting, this we are calling it as a shelf where we can drag and drop the options based on the requirement of the project. On the right hand side, whatever the option which is displayed here, this we are just calling it as an API Kit console where we can display the responses graphically. So here we are just going to design the APIs based on the flights. As we had seen previously, the same API, we are just going to design it, the same applications. So since we are designing the project about the flights, whatever the name we are providing in between the slash and the colon, that we are calling it as our resource name, as we know. And when we go down, all the options were visible for us in the shelf. And how these options were visible for us? Since this RAML, RESTful API modeling language, is internally supported by YAML, so it will be having the space issues. Based on the different spaces, different options will be visible for us. So I'm just moving for the get method in order to get the total data as our response. Under this get method, I just want to use the query parameters in order to request it according to the destination parameter. And all the destination parameters are required. Yes, true. So here we just need to hard code this destination value, because in the place of destination we can have any other values over here like ID, price, or anything. And under this destination parameter, all the destination parameters are required. Yes, true. And here, sorry, we are just moving for the enum part, because whatever the API we are just designing here is a basic API. So I just want to provide the predefined destination parameters for the users. In order to provide the predefined destination parameters for the users, we are just using enum. So up to here, what is the API which we have designed? Any of the user can come into our application and search it according to the destination parameter. And since we are providing the predefined destination parameter, that means only these three destination parameters were available over here. So we can choose one of the destination parameter and we will be able to request it accordingly. Enum is nothing but it is just used to provide predefined parameters, Ram Mohan. Like whenever you are going for any of the websites, okay, you will be having choose the country, choose the gender. In the gender, you will be having male, female. Okay, so exactly in the same way, without providing the search box, exactly like Google. The Google people are provided search box because their database is big. And here the enum is just used to provide the predefined parameters, exactly like country, genders, and everything. Since whatever the database we are going to connect is a small database, so we are directly providing for the users that only these three destination flights are available. If you want to travel to these places, just book in it, or else you can go for the other application. Did you get it, Ramohan? Okay. So if you are not having any doubt, I can show the scenario for you. You got it, right? Just for providing predefined parameters.
Okay,
Okay.
Mahesh.
Sure. So whenever we are sending the request, whatever the response we are just getting here, we just need to configure the response as we know. So since we just need to configure the response, and I just want to configure the successful response over here. So whenever we are going for the responses should be exactly below the get method, post method, or whatever the methods we are using. So exactly in the straight line of the query parameters, we are just moving for the responses. And under the responses, we are just moving for 200 as our successful status code. And we are just picking a body part in order to display the response for the users in the application JSON format and as an example. So since we had already designed it, I am just going a bit fast. And Sudhir, are you able to understand it?
Yeah, Mahesh.
Okay. So here, I just want to
Mahesh,
use the
one
fragment.
doubt.
Yes, Sudhir.
Why we are always using 200 as a parameter?
Always,
Success.
because there will be separate status codes. Different status codes will be used for different purpose. So if I want to give a particular response, whatever we are providing in our API, I am just going to use 200. because 200 is an OK status code. If you want to create a message, 201. In the post message, we had used 201 status code. If you want to accept the payments, 202. So based on the requirement, we will be picking it. Okay.
Okay.
Did you get it right?
Yes, Mahesh.
Okay. So here, already some of the fragments have been created by the millions of people for the training purpose. So whenever we are creating any of the fragment, that fragment will be persisting under the exchange. Okay, we can publish it to the exchange. So if I click on this exchange and type American, so what I had done over here is, first from the files, I have just clicked on exchange dependencies, and on the plus tab, I am just searching it according to American. So since whatever the project we are doing it based on the American flights. So here, the first two fragments, I just want to import it. Data types and examples. So here the fragments have been created and the fragments are persisting under exchange modules under this folder. Okay, couple of fragments. If I click on this American flights, okay, this is the data type. The data type is nothing but whenever we are providing any of the fields as our response, in order to show the properties of the fields, the ID is in the integer format, code is in the string format, price is in the numerical format. In order to provide the formats, we are using data types. And here there is another fragment called example fragment. So instead of coding this ID as our response, okay, directly, so I just want to call this file. Okay. So what I'm just going to do here, whatever the fragment we had imported now, okay, I am just choosing, if I type exclamatory mark, there will be an include syntax which is available for us. So this folder is persisting in this folder, and this folder is persisting in Training American, and Training American is persisting in this folder, and it is persisting in Exchange modules. So since it is available in Exchange modules at the starting point, I am just picking Exchange modules. From the Exchange module, since it is available under this folder, I am just picking this folder. Under this folder, this file is persisting under Training American example. So I'm just picking this folder, and it is persisting on 1.0.1 folder. And this is the file I just want to pick it. So if I move to this get method, try it, and if I send the request, so here we are able to get the response in the JSON format, as you can check here. So what we had done, already the millions of people had created the fragments and we had imported them and we are calling them. Instead of recoding it every time, whenever there is a requirement of this couple of IDs, we can call them n number of times in our API. So any doubts in it for anyone? Sudhir, Ram Mohan and Radhika? How to create the fragment as well, I will just show you in the post method. But how to import it? You cannot create the own fragment and publish it to Exchange in order to call them because we are using a trial account. So how at the starting point I had shown you how to import. Okay, how to create it I will just show you in the post method. Any doubts for you, Sudhir, Ram Mohan and Radhika?
Yeah, Mahesh.
Yes, Ram Mohan.
So how
Yes,
do you know
Raman.
which fragment is suitable for our application? How can you choose
That will be given by the
that
client,
fragment?
right? Or else we just need to create the fragment in the real
Okay.
time.
Yeah, actually
Okay.
fragments are available. How can you know which fragment is suitable, or you can
That is what
design
I'm
our own?
saying. In the real time, the client will provide you, or
Okay, okay,
else you need to create the fragments.
okay, okay.
Since it is for the training purpose, the millions of people have provided for us directly in order to
Okay.
import. Because in a normal account, we cannot publish it to the public account and import it directly. So I had shown for you how to import it. How to create it also, I will show it for you. Okay. Yes, Radhika and Sudhir, any doubts?
Mahesh, is this for you are using for variables or
Not variables. I am just calling a file. Okay, just as a reusability concept.
okay, okay,
See, once we had imported this file, instead of coding all the code,
okay,
I am just calling this file.
okay. Instead of hard coding for using some file.
Okay, so Radhika, are you having any doubts?
Yeah, Mahesh. So how to reuse the RAML file? Means, for example, right? Up to example, we have same code in the flight 4.raml.
Yes.
So instead of generating everything, right? So how can we reuse that?
I did not
Do you have,
repeat that, please.
do you have any clone mechanism and to rename the file, or just need to copy paste the content? So how it is?
Copy paste the message. I will just show you how to reuse it. Okay, no worries.
Okay, okay, sure.
Okay, the next one is post method where we are just moving for it. The post method is just used to display the message as a response as we know. And under the post, I don't want to display it as an post for the users. I just want to display it as an add the flight. Whenever some of the user comes and clicks on add the flight option over here, so I just want to display an fake body part that we are just booking a flight ticket in this ID. And this body part, I just want to display it in the application JSON format and as an example. So previously, whatever the file we had called, in this file we are having couple of IDs. But now I just want a single file, okay, single ID as my response. So here there is an option called create new file. If I click on create new file, since whatever the file we are creating is regarding the example, so I am just moving for the example over here, and I will just name this file. I will just name this file as an American. So I had created this file. Okay, this file is persisting here, and I had created it in the example pattern. So already, so the code is coded over here. So instead of retyping it, what I will do, I will just copy this code. And if I am just going to paste it here. Okay. So here, whatever the file we had created now, I will just use the include syntax and call it directly. So up to here, what is the API which we had designed? If some of the user comes and clicks on this add the flight option, so this is the body part. That means this is the flight ID which we had chosen in order to book a flight ticket. And whenever we are clicking on the confirmation tab in order to book a flight ticket, what is the message as a response? We just need to display it for the users. So I just want to display the successful response for the users. So under the responses, I just want to pick 201 as our successful status code in order to create a message. And I just want to pick a body part in the application JSON format as an example in order to display this message as a response for the users. We are sending the request here. Here we are able to get the message as a response. Any doubts in it? How to create the fragment and how I had used it? Ram Mohan, Radhika.
Mahesh, in the example, right? Why it is RAML? Why not? Can we use directly .json file? Correct? We can use that, right?
Yes, we can code also. Okay, we can directly code it. But instead of coding it in the real time, on the same data, we will be having n number of data files. Okay. So instead of doing it, we can reuse them. We can call them directly.
No. What I'm asking is in the example, this is a RAML file, correct? Like example.
Yes.
So instead of RAML, this is a JSON example, correct? Can I use the .json file also here?
No, we
Instead
cannot
of
use a dot here because there is a concept which millions of people had introduced in order to use them. Okay, called fragments. Just by using the fragments only, these files we are calling it as a fragments. This is an example file. Okay. While creating also we had chosen example itself, right? If you remember.
correct. Here we cannot use .json files, correct? Directly.
Yes, we cannot
So we
call
have
.json
yeah,
because
how to write
the project
code in the
whatever we are designing is based on the RAML, RESTful API Modeling Language. So whatever the file we are using, that file will be based on the RAML file itself. Did you get it?
Yes.
Any doubts? Sudhir, Radhika, and Ramohan, how to create the fragment, how to use them, any doubts in it?
Mahesh, can you please explain the flow once again? How to
Can I-
create fragments and
How to create fragments, right? If I click on this plus tab, okay, just how we are creating new file, okay? So here, since creating the example fragment, I have chosen it as an example and named it and clicked on it. The fragment had been created directly. And I had pasted this data instead of typing it.
okay.
Any doubts? Okay, so guys, if you are not having any doubts, so we will just move with the get by ID method. So since we had already seen this designing part, I'm just going quickly. So in between the slash and the colon, whatever the name we are providing, this we are calling it as our resource name, and this ID I just want to call it by using call it dynamically. That is the reason I am providing the curly braces. And by using this slash symbol, I just want to call the URI parameters. So here, I just want to use the get method in order to get the total data as our response. So here, just by using these two lines, by picking this slash symbol, it is able to call this ID parameter dynamically by using URI parameters. Just by using first line. And the get method is used to retrieve the total data as our response based on the requested ID parameter. So whenever we are sending the request, we are just sending null response. So now we are configuring the responses here. And since we know that below the get method, post method, we can configure the responses directly. Under the responses, we are just moving for 200 as our successful status code. And then body part in order to display the response for the users in the application JSON format and as an example. So here again, I just need to call the single ID. So what I can do, I can use the include syntax and I can call this file whatever we had created. And if I request it, we are getting the data whatever we had created. In this way, how many times, okay, we just need to call the file. We can call it a number of times and we can reuse the file. Any doubts in it, Radhika, Ramohan, Sudhir?
Yeah, what is the purpose of ID and number? Can you give any number in ID number as ID number?
Yes, if you are not giving any of the ID, since whatever the APIs we are designing, it will give the static response here. As we had explained you in the previous sessions as well. If I am giving 100th ID as well, it will give first ID as our response. If I give ABCD as well, it will give the same response because we are not connected to any of the database as per now.
Okay.
So when we are getting the dynamical data, when we are importing this project into the Anypoint Studio, and when we are connecting it with the database, at that part of time, when we are requesting it according to any of the ID, it will go into the inventory and check at that part of time. But whatever the response we are getting here, we are getting statically. That means blindly it is giving the response. This is just a design, the outlook, whatever we are designing here.
But the ID number is mandatory.
I did not get it.
ID is mandatory. Giving the ID number is mandatory, but it is not a particular value in this.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So guys, can we go for the next method? Sudhir, are you having any doubts?
No, Mahesh.
What is the
Sudhir,
difference
have you
between
practiced
URI
it?
and query parameters, Mahesh?
Yes. URI is
URI
nothing but the
parameter.
slash symbol, query is nothing but the question mark symbol.
Okay. Slash. Oh.
Yes. And URI can be called as an end path. And the question mark is end path. We can only request it as in parameters. As we are just going to upcoming sessions anyhow in the Anypoint Studio. So Sudhir, have you practiced the previous sessions?
No, Mahesh.
But Sudhir, the practicals are very important.
I will do it. I will
Couple of days.
do it. When
Hello?
coming tomorrow, I will.
Okay, sure. So guys, we are just moving for the get delete method now. Since the delete method is delete the records, after deleting any of the record, what is the message as a response? We just need to display it for the users. So below the delete method itself, we are just going for the responses. 200 as our successful status code, body part in the application JSON format as an example. So here, after deleting the record, this is the message as a response. I just want to display it for the users. Message. For example, let us assume that we had booked a flight ticket under first ID and I just want to cancel that flight ticket. So after the deleting the record from our account, what is the message as a response? We are just displaying for the users. This is the one. Any doubts in it for anyone? We had already seen it in the previous session, just the last session. Adhika, Ramohan, Sudhir. Okay, if you're not having any doubt, I did not get it.
Mahesh, why we are using always like example here application JSON?
Because when we are comparing with the application JSON format, the XML format is heavyweight. Okay, the JSON format is lightweight, maintainable, and scalable, and it is a human readable language.
Good.
Actually, if you can detailedly go through the sessions, like you will get all these points.
Okay, Mahesh.
No worries. Like after seeing that sessions as well, if you are having any doubts, just let me know. Okay, so that I can clear it for you.
Sure.
Sure. Thank you. Then we are just moving for the put method. The put method is just used to update the data. Under the put, I don't want to display it as an put for the users. I just want to use it as an update the flight. Whenever any of the user comes and clicks on update the flight option, I just want to display them in body part in the application JSON format as an example. And here also I just want to use a single ID again. So I'm just using include syntax and I'm just calling this file again. After it, I am just going to configure the responses. After updating the data, what is the message of the response? We just need to display it for the users. Okay. So if you are just moving for the put method over here, try it. So this is the flight ID which we had chosen in order to update the data, and we had updated it. So when we are clicking on the confirmation tab in order to update it, so this is the message. I am just displaying it for the users. Any doubts in it for anyone, guys?
My end,
In
no,
the
Mahesh.
total application? Yes?
Yeah, my end, no doubts, Mahesh.
Okay. Ram Mohan, Sudhir, any doubts for you?
Yeah, Mahesh. Hello. Hello.
Yes, Sudhir.
Mahesh.
You're Ram
Ram
Mohan.
Mohan. Yeah, in get method we'll get
Yes,
a
Ram.
different different destinations like that. In what is the functionality of this delete and put? Can you explain again? Delete what
Delete will
delete
delete the data, put will update the data.
where it will delete? From where it is
Delete the
delete?
data. Huh?
From where it is deleting?
So here we are not connected to any of the database in order to delete the data, right?
Okay.
You got my point? If we are
Yeah.
using the put method, that's the reason I just had added the ID here. If we are updating where we had updated it, we have not updated anything, right? Just
That's
we are
right.
assuming that this is updated data, right?
Okay.
Yes, that's it. So guys, any doubts? Ramohan, for you?
No.
Sudhir?
No, Mahesh.
Okay. So guys, do you want me to deploy the project today or tomorrow? This one.
Yeah, deploy it, Mahesh, so that we can finish into it.
Reply it today.
Okay, sure then. So whenever we are just going for the deployment option, as we know, we just need to generate the URL mocking service because the URL is very important. And I'm just going to copy this URL. After copying this URL and generating the URL over here, so at the starting point, we just need to publish our project to the exchange. Okay, in order to deploy our project. So I am just going to click on publish to exchange option over here. And here 1.0.0 is the version and V1 is the API version. And I'm just going to click on publish to exchange. So publish to exchange is nothing but we are just exporting this project to the exchange option. So successfully published to exchange, done. So here,
Mahesh, I have one doubt.
yes.
Yeah, is it same for all the application deployment? That is easy 1.0.0.
Yes, the same one. The same one.
But
In the
for
last
every
session.
application, it is same. Huh?
Yes.
Not
The
the last
pattern is
session.
the pattern we are following that will be followed in the real time as well. Okay.
Okay.
So here FlightSpy project is there and we can move to the API manager now.
These versions will be changed, na? For a different applications or same 1.0.0 is same for all the applications.
No, same.
Okay.
If you want to change it, you can change it to the upgraded version. Okay.
Okay.
But it will be same. So here, whenever we are moving for the API manager, only manage API option will be visible for us. And if I can just click on this manage API option, So three options were visible for us: import new API, manage API from Exchange. So here, import is an option. As I said for you, this Anypoint Platform Design Center is not only a center where we can design our APIs. We can design these RESTful services in the Swagger, Handler, Coder, in other tools as well. If we have designed in those other tools, we can import it and we can deploy it. If we have not yet created those applications, we can create it. And whatever the application we had designed it in the Anypoint Platform Design Center, in order to deploy it, we are using Manage API from Exchange. So here also we are just going to follow 4 steps in order to deploy it. So at the starting point, I am just typing a single letter of our project. Whatever the projects we had published into Exchange, those all projects will be visible for us, and Flight5 is the project name. So asset type, RAML 1. RAML, Viva API version, asset version, everything were loaded over here automatically. And instead of basic endpoint, we are choosing endpoint with proxy. That means particularly choosing the target location. I just want to deploy my application into Cloud Hub. Since I just want to run my project in Mule 4 or above, I am checking this box and pasting the URL whatever we had copied. So only 4 steps we had done over here. Selected the application name, choose an endpoint with proxy, check this box and pasted the URL we had copied. Now I am just going to save it. After saving it, we will get the runtime versions. So I am just going to pick the latest runtime version, and here we just need to choose the unique name in order to deploy the project. So here the flight domain name is already taken by the other user. That is the reason it is showing a red mark. So here, see here, this domain name is already taken by other user. If I am just going for Flight5, Flight5 is available and we can deploy it. So starting application, it will take a couple of minutes in order to deploy. Let us wait.
Runtime version means Mule server runtime version. Hello.
So our project was deployed over here. and we can move to the runtime manager in order to check the response. And here flights5 is the project name. So if I click on this URL, as we know, /console is by default end path because the MuleSoft people are using API Kit console as their third-party tool in order to display the responses graphically. So I am just going to select it, get method, try it, send it. So all these APIs were working fine. Let me test another one, put method, try it. Okay. Send it. Message the flights updated, but not really. So we just got it as our response. So here the insights and all these other options, we'll be able to see it after importing the project in detail. If you want to upgrade the runtime version, degrade the runtime version or something, we can do it here. So any doubts in it? And we can see the analytics of our project in this dashboard. It will be loading in a couple of minutes. So guys, any doubts in it? Sudhir, Radhika, Ram Mohan? Yes guys, any doubts?
No, Mahesh.
Okay. So guys, if you're not having any doubts, within 1 hour or 1.5 hours, the recording will be updated for you. Just follow it and do it. From tomorrow, we are just moving for the AnyPoint Studio, and we are just left with one of the option in the Design Center, Mule application. So that we are just going to see tomorrow in our session, okay?
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
Mahesh.
Sure.
Hello, Mahesh.
Yes, Sudhir.
Yeah, last session recorded video is still.
Yes, you can check it in Google Drive shared with me. Daily, the recorded videos will be updated at same time.
Okay.
Okay, in the same G Drive folder.
Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, Mahesh. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye.